Oh man, we're back. We're back online. Awesome. I understand everybody is kind of streaming at the same time. And yes, Bob, I do forget that Terrence Pop is also streaming tonight. I pretty much forget that everybody's streaming tonight or that they decide to. But either way, I thought I'd pop on and I won't be on probably very long. What's up, Brother Chaos? Um, I thought I would just at least get something on this channel to promote the alt channel, which that link in the thumbnail there is pretty much it. Hopefully, everybody will go over there and sub eventually because with two strikes on this one, it's definitely not going to last long. The back to backs were basically, for nothing to get medical misinformation strikes and not have them appealed, even in videos that are about climate change, uh, kind of makes you wonder. So, either way, if they look a little deeper, they'll find tons of other stuff to strike me for, so they can just delete the channel at any time. But with the alt channel, at least there's somewhere to go. Um, what's up, brother? Easy. How are you tonight, my friend? I will definitely drop a link if you guys want to come in. But like I said, this is not going to be a long one. I had a great conversation last night with our good buddy Douglas, and that video is on the other channel, linked up there. And hopefully, you guys will go check it out. It was my first time trying the recording thing on StreamYards, and boy, did I learn a lot. For one, 2 hour videos are too long. It's only allowed 1 hour, so it is what it is. But on top of that, um, once you have a title, you can't change it. So I learned that lesson as well. But luckily, in the downloading and re uploading, I was allowed to change the title. What's up, brother Angler? D man, good to see you, sir. Um, but yeah, no, it was a great conversation that I had with Doug. We went on for just over 2 hours. And I mean, prior to that, we talked for about two and a half more. We had our good brother Thumper with us in the backstage of One Fast Axe stream. And Thumper actually recommended a really good book to me last night. And he was truthful when he said that this book would be the type of book to piss you off. And if you just give me a second here, I have to switch channels, of course. The book's name is a little bit above me. I think it's the Gulag Archipelago. There is a version of it on YouTube that you can listen to for free. Um, and I totally recommend that. Yeah, the Gulag Archipelago. Excellent first part of it. The first part is excellent. So I've only gotten about 2.5 hours into it, but totally worth listening to because if you watch the video that me and Doug did, we had a bit of a conversation of how the system is basically going around in circles and what we're experiencing now in our societies with strife and our politicians. It's all happened before. It's all part of the fucking show. And the people that pay the price are always us. So the last time we had World War II, I mean, it was like 50 plus million people that paid the ultimate price. And this time it'll be hundreds of millions. You know what I mean? We've gotten better and more efficient at fucking mass destruction and murder. So what can I say? Our governments, they're basically going down the exact same road as they did over in Nazi Germany. And we're the chatter. You know what I mean? We're the fucking ones that are sacrificial lambs that they're going to send out and say, here's an enemy. They're the bad guys. They're most likely to be Russia. What's up, Brother Tom? How are you, Brother JR? Hope you're all doing well. I do appreciate you guys popping in real quick and, saying hello. I know you have your choice of streams tonight. And Brother Hemi, thank you for popping by. I know Pops is, like I said, in the middle of it right now. and I totally understand if you guys want to just pop in, say hello, and go back to there. Um, if you guys want to pop on and say hello, you're welcome to it. Brother Ike, hello, sir. Hello. But yeah, no, it was a great conversation last night with Doug. And, we had a great conversation with our, Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy. And it went into some pretty deep details. So we get to say things, obviously, in the backstage that we normally wouldn't say online or in the live stream. And, I think more people that are doing live streams should do the after parties or like, make time for them, because that's where some of the best conversations are had and where everybody gets to let their guard down. So you speak freely. What's up, Brother Ape? Um, but yeah, if anybody wants to pop on and say hello, you're welcome to it. I mean, I didn't have anything really planned out for tonight. I just wanted to get on because I noticed today that they had finally lifted the restriction on the channel and got rid of my ban or my suspension. And, of course, I had to come on and at least go over the details, start, pushing the new alt channel, and hopefully you guys will follow me over there, because once this one's gone, that'll be the only one. Um, it is what it is, but that's where I'm probably going to host most live streams and post most videos for a bit here. Just because I do have a feeling that now that I have 2 strikes, they'll just take a quick look and strike the next thing. Or I might even post something that they'll just say is something, offensive, and they'll just fucking delete the channel anyway. Let's be honest, when you get a medical misinformation strike against a climate change video, something's fucking wrong. But it is what it is. Let YouTube have their fun. Me personally, as long as we can keep having conversations, I'm all good. Uh, Hanging out with Ike or Scotty or Brandon or One Fast Act on their channels, totally fine by me. I don't want to say anything out of the way to get them fucking, anything like a strike or a warning against them. So, I mean, I try to hold back as much as I can, but sometimes shit slips out, and it's better that it slips out right here, because then it's on me. Hey, brother, One Fast Act. Are you doing anything right now? I do have some open slots and nothing to really talk about, brother. Mile High Road, and hello, sir. Hello. How have you been? But either way, like I said, Douglas and our conversation last night was fucking excellent. And if you guys want to check that out, just head over to the alt channel. And I do believe it will be listed under video and not live stream. Yes, it is listed under video. Oh, fuck. I'm still going through all the prompts on the new channel. Brother Ape, the Beard of MGTOW. Hello, sir.
What's going on?
Oh, just pushing my luck with YouTube. I'm surprised they haven't struck me down, 5 minutes before I was supposed to go on.
Well, I left a comment on one of your shorts today that was under this channel, or the Mitchell channel. I was doing the countdown until you get hit.
Yeah. Hey, brother Rusty, good to see you. But yeah, no, without a doubt, dude. Like I said, with 2 strikes on here that they did back to back, there's nothing to stop them from striking something else, and it's all over, right?
Yeah.
So better to have
Well,
the
good
alt
thing you got
channel.
the channel started.
Yeah, yeah. I think that
When
was a
you
good idea.
when you're talking about, I saw a deal. You said you had a stream with Doug. Is that Douglas Edwards?
Yes, sir. Douglas
Oh,
Edwards. We
cool.
did. Douglas was good enough to help me out with the recording thing, because that was my first thing. And we got into a conversation that I thought, after, like, once Thumper left, we got into a one-on-one conversation that was kind of going really well that way. So I was like, hey, Doug, let's jump over. I got this test recording that I was going to set up, right? And I just haven't used it yet, but let's go over there and use it. I don't want to go live because I mean, who the fuck was going to be on at 2 a.m.? 2 a.m.
I
my
was
time.
wondering. I saw that this morning. I woke up. I said, "Man, when the hell did they do that?" Because
We,
I talked to Doug yesterday or the day before.
yeah,
So
yeah, no, we did it last night after conversation with Thumper was done, and we got into some details. We talked about religion, we talked about natural law, we talked about you know a free sovereign nation versus a dictate living under a dictatorship. We talked about the history of things, and I think one of the biggest, I guess, red flags or red herrings, whatever you want to call it, that I noticed is we have people today learning about Nazi Germany and the start of World War II. They look at it and say, well, that would never happen in our time, while they're actually doing it.
yeah,
It's just a different era and it's done in a little bit of a different way, but the results and the agenda is exactly the same. Literally
that's
fucking word for word.
people going with the flow.
Yeah.
You
Going
know,
along to
we
get
just did
along.
what we were told. We didn't want to rock the boat. We were just going with the flow. That
Exactly.
didn't work out for some people.
Yeah, that didn't work out for a lot of people. And I posted a short the other day on that very topic, a woman explaining that, essentially what has been said by leaders of your guys' country, that, if all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men to sit back and do nothing. And that's what we're living in. We're living in that time right now. It's not that you don't have a few people, standing up and saying this is wrong, but let's be honest, we have heard, even on Pop's stream the other night, he mentioned that there were like army recruits that are going through this whole diversity training now in the military. They didn't like what they were hearing. They didn't want to take part in it, and they didn't say anything because of the potential backlash from the rest of the people that were there. We say nothing out of fear of basically being called a bigot. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah, and
whatever the case.
they're trying to groom the military and get the people in there that they want in there.
Of course, it's all about weakening our position, right?
Yeah, I
As
know.
sovereign citizens, your
I
position
worked with
needs
a
to be
guy
weakened.
that was Navy, and he was in the Navy for, oh, I think he was in over 20, probably 25 years. I think he was going to try to ride the whole thing out, and he said he knew it was getting bad when they took everybody on the ship and they had like a review, like a one-on-one review, and they were asking him questions and everything. And he says he knew the ball was going to drop when they asked him if he would be willing to, under direct order, to turn guns on American citizens.
Yeah, and a good portion of them said yes.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't. I think he said no, and it wasn't very long before he was basically he couldn't advance anymore in his career, in rank. He could
Right.
go to some he had got as far as he was going to go, and then he would have to get above and beyond to get to the next rank. And he said that he knew he'd never be able to do it, so he took out. He left after I think 25.
Well, it's much worse now.
Oh yeah, and this was well, he's been working there for 15 years, 18 years. He's been working where I work.
Yeah.
So he's been out of the Navy for almost 2 decades, and this was going on 2 decades ago.
Well, I mean, last night we covered the basics on that, and you were mentioned a lot, of course, because this community coming together as a community has helped Doug personally line himself up with a new career in the railroad,
Yeah,
and he's super psyched about it. He's he basically stated that, and you guys really should go watch it. But when he stated that. my own local community of 40 years, or basically even his last 20 years of adulthood, they didn't come together like that. You know what I mean? To provide solutions or ideas or, some form of aid. But people from, you know, online, basically people we don't even know, like Brandon Trueblood, who's an asshole that blocked me once. What's up, brother Brandon?
Well, I had to.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah.
You
You
guys
know,
are
I got
assholes.
I got hit so many times the other night on Billy Von Bombs, and I wasn't doing shit. I didn't time anybody out. And I
Well, you
know
got
Hemi.
blamed for it.
Hemi's in here. Hemi was the culprit. Hemi hammered me and he got me, and I was thinking it was some other guy. And then I
Well,
got a
Mensa
wrench and I
was in
couldn't
there
pay any work.
begging for a wrench. It's like, hamster, hamster, please.
Well, either way, if you're looking for somebody to blame for the start of all that shit, it's bloody Bob. Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Polstra started
Goddamn,
that.
goddamn Bob.
I put a comment in there at the end, and I think everybody had quit. And I go, I couldn't. I said I was going to try to. I can't ever get Bob because he's a wrench on every damn channel that I watch.
Yeah, exactly. Everywhere I go, the fucker follows me too. And he's like, "Oh, now you need a timeout on your new channel." See? Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
brother
We're
JR.
talking about Douglas
Yeah,
real quick.
I was just
I
gonna answer JR. I can't
oh
get like the super chat thing, and I don't know if I ever want to be a part of that shit. To be honest with you, I'm sorry, buddy, but yeah, brother Doug there, like I said, man, we had a great one-on-one, and I think we went pretty deep at a couple points a little later on, and the idea that our community, right? The bonus to our community is from all over the world, right?
oh yeah.
We have experience from not just like a Canadian or US aspect or a UK aspect, but we have them from all over the world coming to this location with their personal lived experience in their country, right? So that really helps to kind of add like different viewing to the same situation, you know what I mean? And with the information in general, like some people know things that others don't. I mean, there's people in my community, right, that don't have a fucking clue. Like, if anybody here has it, it's beyond me, but most people around me, and I don't know, maybe it's all of them, have no idea when it comes to basically working the sciences, right, or doing any chemistry work. But I can find guys online here who are fucking literally working in the field. You know what I mean? No problem. So,
Well, you guys were talking about wokeism. And I remember back during the Obama administration, they had a purge of the officer corps of, all the branches of service. And now it's filtered down into the enlisted ranks. So they got the guys that were woke, and now those guys from Obama are really high rank.
yeah. Well, I mean,
And the agencies, every agency, whether it's military, FBI, CIA, they're all fucking woke.
yeah. Well, I mean,
And
I was sorry. Go ahead, Rick.
as a person, you're fucked. As an individual.
Hey, brother Billy, sub to the new channel, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. But we've been talking about this for a while now with the teachers, right? And I posted a short clip of, an obviously longer interview of a BC, like right down the street teacher from where I live here in BC. And she got the axe, or was forced to take the axe, right? Because of the simple fact was she didn't want to toe the line with the whole transgender bullshit that is literally posted all over our schools, right? They don't care if you don't want to toe the line, because they know there are tons of fresh, right out of college, super indoctrinated, woke motherfuckers that they will replace you with, right? And
Yep.
that's all they need is an excuse to fire you, but it's better if you quit. And that's what they end up doing. They end up quitting.
I've got a cousin, a second cousin, my cousin's boy. Yeah, he's 14 or 15, and he goes to school in Eastern Washington State. And he was telling me that their librarian is a hardcore feminist lesbian.
Oh, yeah.
And he says the library has rainbow flags. It has stuff all over it. And she went and had a double mastectomy.
Oh.
So it's like these women all want to become men.
Yeah, but that's just it. They aren't.
But she pushes this LGBTQ RST whatever.
Yeah.
They add a new letter every other month. But she pushes that agenda at school, and nobody above her supervisors, they're all deathly afraid of offending that community and having them go, oh God. And then you got people marching around with rainbow flags and dildos outside of the school.
Yeah.
And they're afraid of that bad PR. They don't want to be labeled as a hate, they're going to label straight people as a hate group.
Well, of course. And that's what they're doing. And just like those people that don't want to stand up and say, hey, I don't fucking agree with this nonsense because of the fear of the backlash that they would get, those teachers have to go through the same thing, right? I want to say hello to Brother Johnny Midnight and MGTV. Hello, sir. And I'm pretty sure this is him. Hello. It's the butthole. It's and first stream back.
One.
Speako Toothless one. Yeah.
I stole somebody else's idea.
Oh, it's Ike.
Oh, it's Ike.
Hey, your voice has changed, but your breath still smells the same.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, if you are what you eat, then.
Well, he's talking shit as usual.
As usual. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate everybody that's subbing to the alt channel because, like I said, this one's probably not going to last long.
Yeah, yesterday you went from 25 subscribers to like 38.
Really? Because it's 37 right now.
Oh, I thought it said 38 on mine. Maybe it was 36. Maybe you just gained one.
You might have offended somebody. Who knows?
Well, okay, and I might have offended a few people. I'm sorry you're offended, but tough shit, really. I mean,
speaking of offensive, I was downtown Salt Lake City on Sunday when I was getting ready to hook up with Rad, and 1 block from the Mormon Tabernacle, the fucking Vatican of the Mormon Church, there was a bar having a Sunday children's drag queen show brunch.
Blech.
Brother Kevin Samuels warned us about that, and he isn't in our manosphere. You know what I mean? Not really. But he said the same thing about the churches. The churches,
it's crazy about
that. It had nothing to do with the church. It's just the Skittles are so fucking bold. They will set up right in the middle of the holiest of holy Mormon city and just say, fuck you.
Well, that's
our agenda rules. You can't do anything about it. You can't stop us. And we will corrupt your children, and there's nothing you can do to stop us.
Okay, so this wasn't part of the church?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the churches here are all for it. The libraries here, except for the one that's like literally right here in this little spit hole community, right? All the other libraries, all the other churches are all doing the same shit. They are all playing with the agenda. Yeah, we want this.
Well, and it's crazy about Salt Lake City is that there's not that many bars. When I went there, I couldn't hardly find one. And I think you have to have a quote-unquote membership card. It's like $5 or something to become a member of that bar.
Well, then it becomes
maybe back in the day. I ate at an Irish pub and had a wonderful pan-seared freaking hamburger with blue cheese on it. And
It is a
Because
lot.
I was there a few years ago, and I tried finding a liquor store,
Oh,
and there's
no,
two of them in Salt Lake City, and I went to one, and they had it's so funny because it's so religious, but they had people in orange vests directing traffic into this liquor store parking lot so it didn't get jammed up. I walk in there, and I'm looking around, and I was like, okay, they got wine, they got beer, but none of it's cold. And there was this woman security guard sitting on a pallet of beer. She's just sitting there talking to somebody. And I look all over this store and I can't find a cold beer for nothing. So I walk up to her and I said, this is a liquor store, right? And she goes, yeah. I said, where the hell is the cold beer? And she goes, you're not from here, are you? And I said, no, I'm not. And she says, okay, there's another liquor store on the other side of town and they have cold beer, or you can go, there's a 7-Eleven, and she pointed, she goes like 3 blocks up there that way, it's a 7-Eleven. But the bad thing about that is I think if it's not a liquor store, it's 3-2 beer. So I went and bought some beers, and I got like 4 freaking pounders or 16 ounces, and it's like I had to drink 3 of them before I felt anything. Because I think they're all 3-2 beer.
Well, yeah, I think it's they have laws in there where you can't sell alcohol over a certain percentage. So like any of the beer or anything. I was there about a month and a half ago in Ogden, Utah, which is right outside Salt Lake City, and I saw a thing. It was like an 18-pack of PBR was only like $15. I'm like, holy crap! I could go buy a bunch of those and take them home. Then I realized it's only like 2 or 3%.
And Ike, you do realize when you transport alcohol across the state line, you are bootlegging. It's kind of like cigarettes.
Just like when I bought those alcoholic Mountain Dews, I drove them pretty much halfway across the fucking country. But bootlegging is in my blood. My uncles, my grandfather's uncles, were part of the Shelton gang, who were the Southern Illinois rum runners during Prohibition.
Oh, so you come from a long line. You and the Kennedys come from a long line of rum runners and bootleggers.
Nice.
They were friends with like Al Capone because he was running Northern Illinois.
Nice.
Well, there was a lot of liquor coming in from Canada across the Great Lakes.
Yeah, I mean, fucking most places, especially along the East Coast, they were just fucking traveling across in like little fucking punts, man. Like just creeping across.
Middle of the night, cross across the narrowest part and unload.
Yeah, just fucking dumping it. Great Lakes, same thing. I mean, they just fucking scoot down around the coast a little bit. Of course, this was before we had like really, really high-tech fucking security for those, areas, right? But yeah, I mean, fuck, today even we know that most of the border between Canada and the US is not controlled.
Yeah.
And it's just a big open fucking line, man. Just walk across. Like I told you guys, you want to come visit, just walk across. I'll pick you up on the other side.
Yeah, USA and Canada. I think Canada was one of the largest uncontrolled borders in the world.
Yep.
And now it's USA and Mexico.
Yeah. Well, you guys haven't spent any money on security there, have you? Really?
Well, somebody tried to, and then it got the kibosh. But now it's the wall's going back up. But it's the current president's idea now.
Yeah.
It's funny. They wouldn't give Trump $6 billion to build the wall, but Biden, all on his own, can write off $500 billion in student debt for mostly women.
Yeah, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Sorry, go ahead, Ike.
No, just really quick about the Canada-America border, like having lax security or whatever. During World War II, there was an embargo on like trading auto parts to Canada. So my grandfather, back at that time, would take car parts and throw them in a ditch on the border, and people would pick it up and leave envelopes of money for them.
Can we start doing that now? Because I hate
car parts in
those.
Canada are expensive.
Yeah, I hate fucking paying those import fees that cost more than the goddamn part.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, it does.
when I was 18, no, I worked all the way up to about 22. I was working at an auto parts store, and I was in Eastern Washington. And like I said, Trail in Grand Forks, BC, just straight north of me. And I used to get Canadians coming in all the time. And this guy came in, and he had like would have been a late 80s, early 90s Chevy with a 350. And he wanted an alternator. And he goes, how much is an alternator? And we have the rebuilt alternators. They had like a 3-year warranty or whatever. And I told him, and at that time it was like oh man, I think it was $175, and for 1993, 94, that was pretty expensive alternator. And he goes, okay, I'll take it. And I said, all right. And he goes, how many do you got? And I said 3. And he goes, I'll take the other 2. I was like, what? He said these are $450 in Canada,
dude.
So he was going to bootleg. I think he changed that one alternator I sold him. He changed it in the parking lot, and then he stashed the other 2 in his truck and went back home.
Well, I mean, for us to go to, like okay, we all know that there's an Amazon.com and an Amazon.ca. It's not inflation or extra transportation costs or import fees that they're throwing on there. You can look at an item at Amazon.com, and it is 100 times more expensive on Amazon.ca.
Yeah.
The same fucking item. So
well, Trudeau's got to get his cut.
Well, so, Chris, are you Jeff Bezos' girlfriend?
No, but
because it sounds like you're getting fucked.
Oh, I'm definitely getting fucked. And thank you, brother. Right. The idea of helping him spend his next $1 billion is something we should seriously consider talking about, because he needs some good ideas, because this last one was a fucking failure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, his rocket company's a failure, and his movie productions are a failure.
Yeah, no, dude. The series is okay. So episode 1, if you haven't watched it, was,
and I won't.
Talking Rings of Power.
Yeah, it was 100% fucking garbage. Like everything about it was garbage.
I logged in and watched 15 minutes just so it could be like they could see I only watched 1 episode and only 15 minutes of it.
Yeah. Okay, I watched episode 2. Episode 2 is a little bit better, but guys, this is not anything close to Lord of the Rings. It's
woke of the rings.
Yeah, no, not only that, but if they just took it and said, we're stealing the fucking names, they would have been better off stealing the names and calling it something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings fan fiction.
Fuck, fan fiction can do better than that.
Yeah, like what was it? This is to Lord of the Rings as what 50 Shades of Grey was to Twilight, except 50 Shades of Grey actually was halfway decent, even compared to Twilight.
Yeah, essentially,
or even Rings of Power.
This is like the Twilight to the vampire genre. Okay, so not good, not good. Not good at all.
I don't give streaming services any of my money, so this is my entertainment.
Hey, and you know what? I can't blame you. I still watch reruns from fucking 20 years ago because those shows still hold up to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I've got probably 100 DVDs sitting over here that I've bought over the years, and so that's if I get really bored, I can put in a movie that I've watched before. At least I know it's not going to suck and it's not going to be woke.
Dude,
unless they slip something in there magically.
Okay, right now on Disney, I'm watching Firefly.
Wait, they have Firefly on Disney?
Yeah, dude. If you remove the fucking parental fucking, or what is it, the age restriction stuff that automatically goes on, a whole fucking page of better shit shows up.
Disney does own Fox, and Fox owns Firefly. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean that show is 23 years old or some shit. I've watched it.
It's a good show.
I've watched it 100 times, and I'm going to watch it 101. You know what I mean?
Brandon was muted. I figured the cops were talking to him.
No, I was talking to my roommate. This is probably the most based man you will ever meet. He was MGTOW before MGTOW was a thing. So,
Nice.
here he is. If you want to say hi to him.
Hello.
Hello, Guy. What's happening?
What's going on, sir?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good for an old fossil.
Oh well, fuck, that's all of us.
Ah,
Yeah. One way or another, huh?
Is there a club or T-shirts we can get?
No, I don't have anything like that.
No,
It's-
no memberships to the old
No.
Fossil Club.
Oh, well, I could join a couple other people the Over the Hill gang. I've been over the hill twice now.
Oh, perfect. There you go. You know
It's-
the. Sorry, go ahead.
It's quite a climb uphill, but it's all coasting downhill.
Really? I found it quite painful. My legs are killing me.
Yeah, we gotta be up for it and have a good pair of roller skates.
I suppose.
A skateboard's better, really. Yeah. You see, for us oldies, it's extreme skateboarding.
Nice. Well, I mean, we're looking at a repeat of history here now because most of the people that are alive and running the fucking show have forgotten what happened in history and how they got there. So, what are your thoughts on that? Are you ready for World War III, or are you looking to fucking check out?
I'm going to tell you straight up that there's a lot. I'm from Arizona, and there's a lot of talk about civil war. And
Oh, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, we have 6 militias in the state.
Right.
And one of them's the American Minuteman militia. So we're renowned, and they've already shot it out with Sinaloa drug cartel several years ago. So
Right. Well, I
they
mean,
wouldn't-
I lived in Wisconsin for 6 years, and I met a few of the militia guys there. And I have to be honest with you, they have lost touch with what a militia was meant to be. They're nothing but marauders. Nothing
oh,
but.
those wildcatters are no good.
Yeah. Like
They're
a,
really good organized militia, like American Minuteman.
I
Well,
would imagine that there's quite a few skirmishes on the southern border between the drug cartels and the ranchers and stuff that are down there that never get reported on. It's probably shoot, shovel, and shut up down there.
well, I mean, we've seen documentaries on that, for fuck's sakes, where that is literally the case.
He's right. We had one rancher try to arrest 5 immigrants, and he got arrested.
Yeah. Well,
This
up
new
here,
woke stuff, you know.
up here in Canada, militias are illegal.
I can
Everything's
believe that.
illegal up there.
Yeah, that's true. But we have to start what are considered like rod and gun clubs, right? And I think you can do coalitions between other rod and gun clubs. So basically, it's like finding the loophole, right? Like getting a hooker here is illegal, but getting an escort isn't.
It's
Either-
almost one and the same.
They are one and the same. It's all about how you word it. I am renting her for sex, or I am renting her time, and sex is just going to be part of it.
Companionship.
Besides
Companionship.
benefit, extras.
Yeah, exactly. We're going for the girlfriend experience.
Well,
But
it's an extra cushion on the bed.
yeah, I mean the fact that the U.S. kept their Second Amendment, and they are still basically saying that militias are legal there, where they're not. That was removed here back in the 80s. That is definitely one of the high points of should shit go south, that some people will at least be armed and somewhat organized. But I've heard nothing but horrible things from a lot of the militias. They've lost touch with everything. They're basically just saying, if the citizens won't give us what we need when we ask for it, we'll just take it. Well, you're not a militia, man. You're a fucking marauder. You're a thief.
That's true. It's a raider.
You're gonna get fucking shot in the head. and you
I
deserve
think a
it.
lot of these guys probably enjoy dressing up in fatigues and LARPing as
Yep.
Well,
as
that's what,
military.
you know what, Ape, you nailed it, because that's basically what I saw and heard. When I talked to this, when I was first taken to like an actual meeting, right, of the locals, and I mentioned to a few of the guys that I knew how to make insulin and antibiotics, right?
Ooh,
They were like, "Why the hell would you need to know that?"
guess
I
what's
was
coming?
Because you fat bastards are diabetic.
And that's literally what I said. I was like, dude, how many people in the US are diabetic? And I think it was 68% then, right? How many of those people are in your group? At least from what I could tell, right? At least 1/3 of them were some form of diabetic or were going to be, you know what I mean? Like they were heading down that road of obesity.
Borderlines.
Yeah, borderlines. And I was like, that portion of your fucking group is gone. Just gone. Right there.
Yeah, because insulin has to be refrigerated.
And it
So how
only
long is that
lasts
going
for
to?
so long. It only lasts for so long. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, these guys were like, why would you need to know that? All they know how to do is run and gun. Nothing else. Any other skills? Nah, fuck it. Run and gun. It's like, okay. That's gonna keep your group going for sure. You go ahead and
Until they
eat your
run into a bigger group.
Yeah, well, they can go ahead and eat their bullets if they want, or inject it into their infection site and see how that turns out.
Ooh. That'd be gross.
What else are they gonna do, right?
You're screwed.
Yeah, and I've met some other guys and some of them online. They used to do videos and stuff, and they were logical people. They thought about this logically. They looked into the details of, if we're cut off tomorrow, right? How do we have the skills? Do we have the materials? Do we know where to get those materials to continue on, even if it's rough as fuck? You know what I mean? It'll
Yeah.
still get you over a hump or through an episode. And they did. It wasn't just running, gunning, and fucking extra pair of boots and socks. These guys knew how to, they knew how to make certain things just from the environment around them that would kill off an infection. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about the what is it? That silver shit that they like to drink.
Oh, I don't know what that stuff is.
Oh, well, basically, it's a disinfectant for surfaces, sure, but you don't want to drink this shit. And they do. Corrugated silver, something like that. But yeah, like that was it. They some guys knew it, and some guys knew that they needed it, and most of them didn't. They didn't even think twice.
Oh.
So,
Well, I think and it may not be down in Arizona, but I would imagine they probably are trying to put undercover agents in every militia in the country.
oh, absolutely.
Because I grew up in Eastern Washington State, and you guys may have heard of the Order or the Aryan Brotherhood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were in Hayden Lake, Idaho, which is very short distance from where I grew up, and I saw skinheads, neo-Nazis running around all the time, and they would have their little meetings, and the feds would be there with cameras right there at their gate, because they'd have armed guards at their gate checking people that were coming in, and the feds are sitting there with a camera getting every license plate, so everybody that went to that place was getting
Tagged.
tagged.
Yeah, they're
And then
tagging everybody.
what finally took them down was there were some guys, I think they were down in Salt Lake City. They did a couple robberies. They were robbing places, and then they were buying weapons with them, and they were modifying them, and so they had fun switches on them, and that's what ended up kind of bankrupting them, and I think they got them kind of on a RICO, where there was considered like an organized crime ring, and that's how they got into them.
Hey, I hate to change the subject, and I'm not going to say my roommate's name, but he has never been married, and is like, in my opinion,
Not legally anyway.
the ultimate MGTOW. Never been married, never been divorced.
No,
So
No kids.
he's a fucking lucky bastard.
he's a smart son of a bitch. Is what he is.
Well,
No shit, brother.
kids I
You
know about anyway.
you didn't dodge just a bullet. You dodged lots of bullets.
You did.
You know, and he's in great shape and got all his hair. He's got the whole silver fox thing going on.
Yeah.
So you know he's had Poontang chasing him his whole life. He has been sly.
Well, brother, I gotta be honest with you. I was fine with going gray. I wasn't fine with going bald. And guess which one I got?
Oh,
Bald.
yeah,
Yep.
tell me whether it's your fault.
6 months after 6 months after I was married, it finally dawned on me that I was bald because I ended up with a really bad sunburn. And I had to call my, well, now ex-wife and ask her, it's like, had you noticed that I was going bald? Because, I mean, my head had been between her legs, right? She definitely had to see it. She was like, yeah, I just didn't say anything. Well, fuck you, cunt.
And you did.
And I did, but still, she fucked me over there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I didn't want to let you know, but you know I've been growing this for you, Mitchell. I'm gonna shave it off and send it up to you so you can have a toupee.
oh, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate
You
it.
want to be a redhead? There's a little bit of gray in here, so you'll
Well,
look
distinguished.
sophisticated.
Yeah, distinguished. I'm fine with being gray, man. I thought, fuck it, if I go gray like all over real quick, I'll just grow that motherfucker out and look like somebody out of a fucking horror movie. Fine with that, right? Fine with that. But yeah, no, I got the fucking bald, and then the gray kicked in.
Hey, that's not
So-
supposed to happen that way. You got it backwards.
Yeah, well, fucking nature had it backwards.
Yeah, it's supposed to turn white and then fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my grandfather on my dad's side, he died at 89, and he had a full head of hair. So
My
where the
mom's
fuck?
dad had a full head of hair, and until he was like 65, it was coal black.
Oh,
Dude.
wow.
He made
my-
about 65, it started getting gray.
I am hoping, fingers crossed, that my youngest boy here ends up with his granddad's hair genes and not mine, because he just did his retirement, right? Just past week. So 65 years old, full thick head of hair, and like 4 grays. And this guy's been through the fucking ringer like 9 times. So he was married, his wife passed away, you know. His kids are mostly shitheads, right? to this day, they're mostly shitheads. And that man has still held on to his sanity for the most part, and his hair. And it's like, dude, you could retire in fucking Guantanamo and fucking be fucking like surrounded by women there, because he is in excellent fucking shape. He looks almost my age, for fuck's sakes.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm 30 years fucking younger than him. You know what I mean?
He's been lucky. He apparently knows how to deal with stress.
Yeah, apparently. What's up, Davina? Yeah, no, I was just cursed. Let's face it. Some of us are blessed and some of us are cursed. I just happen to be the cursed one.
You
Yeah, I
just
got
you
lucky.
drew the short straw.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. I mean,
I
maybe,
got lucky because I inherited a hairline from both sides of the family.
oh, nice. I think
Well,
I
I'm-
might have to start growing out a beard.
I'm 50 and I got a full head of hair, but my dad started losing his hair at 18. It was like he graduated high school and he went bald, or he had hair. He had the horseshoe
Oh,
where he was
okay.
bald as a cat's ass on top, and then he had the ring.
The monkhood or whatever they call it. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now I hate you even more, Ape, because I think that's the first time I've seen you without your cap on, and I thought you were bald, but
Oh no! I just
Well,
got a haircut. My hair was a lot longer than this, Mitchell.
No, you are an asshole then. Now
You're
I want
racist.
well, obviously, but cut off that beard and send it to me so maybe I can get something going up there.
Maybe Ike will give you
Can you
some of
grow
his
a beard, Mitchell?
gorilla mask, and we can send it up there.
Hey, Mitchell, can you even grow a beard?
Oh yeah, I can grow a beard. It'll be more like apes, be really red with some strings of white right now. But I'm generally a brunette, right? So
Well, I've got brown hair, but my beard is red.
yeah, so I got the
Yep.
same thing. There's actually a term for that, like a medical term. I just can't remember what it is.
That's shithead.
No, possibly. Possibly.
Oh, my dad had blonde hair, blue eyes, and his hair was blonde, but his beard was red, and it almost looked like he highlighted it. It was red, and it would have natural blonde streaks that went through it.
That's
Yeah.
It was really, really weird. But I got the red beard, I guess, but I've got some gray streaks going through mine, but I've earned every one of those.
well, D-Man, to answer your question, it's starting to go that way. And I think I'm trying to think of solutions for this, like shave it all bald and then do this. You know what I mean? And the only thing I can think of is like a shark fin from that Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Just put on a shark fin. Fuck it.
Well, you could shave your head and grow a big beard out, and don't shave your mustache. But if you go near an airport or something, they might pull you over. Think you're some kind of terrorism.
Oh,
Some kind of terrorism.
Well, you can't say, the other one. Some kind of teriyaki-ist.
yes.
Terrorizer.
A mistake you for Tony Jock.
Like, you're horrible. But it works. I mean,
Jesus.
but you guys, well, a good majority of you guys have already been labeled as domestic terrorists in your country. And here, I mean, as a citizen who believes in freedom, I'm naturally a domestic terrorist. So I guess I'm already there. We're
Well,
already
I can
there
tell
together.
you that they definitely have a look when they're at the TSA. They're looking for, if you're wearing a hat, you got a beard, you're getting the full growth. They're going to grab your nuts and make you cough and frisk you down. Because every time I've been in an airport, there'll be 10 of us standing in the line. Who's the one that gets felt up? This guy.
No.
I even had a gunshot residue.
Tyrannosaurus.
Yes, sir. I had a gunshot residue test done on me at a local airport. There was 8 of us getting on a plane to fly to Denver, and I was the one, like the last one, second to last one in the line. And they looked at me, pulled me over to the side, and he goes, "Put your hands up on this counter and don't move." I'm like, "What the hell?" And this is, he had to walk out onto the tarmac to get onto this plane. That's how small this airport is. And I was like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Have you fired a firearm in the last 24 hours? And I had to honestly think. I had to think, man, when was the last time I shot my gun? I said, "I don't think so." "Well, stick your hands out." And they take this little thing with a cotton pad on it, and they rub all your fingers, and they put it in this little machine, and it goes beep, beep. And if it's green, you walk. If it's red, they tear your shit apart because you've got some kind of an explosive residue on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I had that.
And there was
done to me
8
for God's
people
sakes.
on this plane. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Hey,
I just have the look.
Here's the hairdo I'm going for.
Oh.
That's gonna look fabulous, right, on me, right? Tell me I'm right.
Yeah. You'll be one of the last of the Kohikans, huh?
Yeah, totally, dude. Totally. It's gonna look fabulous. Look, guys, I'm sorry to say, but bald doesn't suit me.
Get yourself one of them William Shatner rugs, or like any of the 007, old Sean Connery. He was balder than a cat's butt. So
You lie.
Well, he wasn't
He
the
was-
last.
Burt Reynolds wore a toupee.
No, you lie.
Heard Ferguson.
Bro, You're our
That's
lion,
it.
right?
Sean had a receding
Me?
hairline when he was back filming 007.
No,
Really?
when Burt Reynolds did Deliverance, that was his own hair. But after that, like Smokey and the Bandit, I think he had a hairpiece in that.
You might have.
He went bald. He went bald young, and William Shatner, he had his hair during Star Trek, but after that, he's had a toupee forever.
William
think-
Shatner has a toupee.
Yes, sir.
I think he had toupee while he's filming T.J. Hooker, but I believe what he's done is have a hair implant since then, so it's real hair now. But I couldn't afford more than one hair, so
Yeah,
Well,
no,
Biden's had hair implants. Well, Rush Limbaugh used to call him plugs.
that shit
Who
is
had 'em?
expensive.
that'd be appropriate. I think he did something to his brain in the process.
Yeah, they might have implanted one of those hairs a little too deep.
Yeah. So he's wild and hairy.
Well, either way, my hair is going the way of the dodo bird. And eventually, I'll end up with like maybe the monk's hood or whatever.
The Friar Tuck, where it's just a little bit of hair on the right, on the top, and the back.
No. It'll just be around the sides.
Oh, the horseshoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horseshoe.
Yeah, that's called a tonsure.
Well, I mean, either way, it's broken heart for me. So, what do you do?
You should grow it long and pull a Gallagher. Just grow it real long.
Here's what you do. You don't give a fuck.
Well, that's where I generally am right now. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who are you trying to impress, Mitchell? A woman?
No, man.
Ooh,
What? You racist.
maybe a man.
That's disgusting. How dare you?
He could just comb it at the middle and raise it up on the sides and make it look like, stick it in his hat, make it look like a full head of hair with a mutton.
Well, this is
Or,
a free zone. If you're into men, that's your thing. We don't care.
Wait, are you
Or,
saying I'm
or-
gay now?
I just said if you were, we were not going to judge.
Oh, you guys are fucked. See,
Oh,
this
man.
this is why
Hey,
I
Chris,
don't
you
hang out
do
with
what
you
my
anymore.
my teacher or driver's ed teacher in high school, he looked like Gonzo off of the Muppet Show. He had a little hunched neck and he had a big old hook nose, but he was completely bald. And I swear his hair on one side went down to his armpit because he had a comb over like you wouldn't believe.
I feel all
You could rock a comb over.
that.
Well, my dad did for a long time, so maybe. Maybe.
Awesome.
Yeah. I can comb through mine, but it's
Well-
not as thick a carpet as it used to be.
Hey, either way, I'm just going to deal with it as it is, but it will work out if we all become savages living in the woods and we're basically living in like, I don't know, The Road movie in the next few months. It'll look great because, I mean, as long as I'm running around with an axe and blood all over my face, it'll look fine. The bald thing won't be an issue.
Nobody will notice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody's
nobody's gonna call you bald if you're swinging an axe.
Exactly.
That's right.
You got blood painted across your face, and they're just fucking bald.
Did you see how bald that guy was?
Yeah, bald, crazy as fuck.
Donald last week. Oh, he made fun of Chris's hair.
Yeah. Chris decided to scalp him.
Hey, Chris, speaking of bloodthirsty Canadians, are you guys going to get a assault knife ban?
Oh yes, after the glorious stabbing that happened, because we got rid of all of our guns and stuff. Oh yeah. By the way, guys, to this day, one of them's still at large.
I had heard a rumor that the older brother stabbed the younger one.
Yeah, killed
that's
his
one of
fucking
the
brother.
rumors. Yeah.
Jesus.
But 11 dead and 19 in hospital.
Holy
So he
shit!
must have thought that snitches end up in ditches.
Yeah, I guess. Either way.
Yeah, a lot of them got stitches.
Yeah, a lot of them got stitches. Either
No,
way.
I'm
But I
talking about
wonder
his
how many
brother.
of them were bitches.
He killed his own brother.
Well, that could have been like one of those murder-suicide pact things.
And he just
Or-
reneged.
You know, somebody else might have had a knife. We don't know.
Yeah,
A good guy
Yeah.
with a knife.
Yeah.
But
So
either
was
way,
that,
sure.
that was up on was that on a reservation up in Saskatchewan?
I believe
Yes.
so, yeah.
Are
know.
they native?
No. Don't
They're
think
not.
so.
But they
I think-
went
I
and
think they're
attacked
middle-
people that were on the.
I think they're Middle Eastern.
Oh,
But they could be native. I mean, you know, being the racist that I am, they all look alike to me, right? But they do look very East Indian, Arabic and not native.
Hmm.
I could be wrong. Could be wrong. And
They
you know,
had. It seemed like they had English names though. Their
Could
last
be.
name.
could be. I don't even
I
know
don't
all
know.
the details, and they don't know all the fucking details.
yeah, that happened north of Saskatoon, didn't it?
Either way, 11 people are dead, and that
Dang.
fucking sucks. And you know, even forget the, you know, not only are they dead, but 19. Some of them are looking at like lifelong injuries. They listed it as non-fatal, but from what I've seen from some of the pictures, they might not be non-fatal, but they're fucking permanent.
Yeah, if you
You know
can't
what I
use
mean?
your arm, it's not fatal, but you still can't use your arm.
Well, the one guy got his like face and neck just sliced wide open.
Oh man.
Yeah, like it's disfigured.
And they have no idea why these guys did this.
They're not saying anything that I can hear yet, but
No.
most likely, if they are locals, right? If they are native kids, they're most likely native kids that were in one of the, you know, the drug gangs that were there, and because every reservation has those, and you know, they just decided to go and try to get some street rep by killing like, you know, a third of their reservation.
That amazes me how they will turn and kill their own people with drugs and booze.
Hmm.
We've got a reservation north of me. It's the Pine Ridge Reservation up in South Dakota,
Oh fuck.
and you can always tell when you're up in Rapid City, South Dakota. You can always tell when the gangbangers roll up because they all have Oakland Raiders stickers and stuff. For some reason, all these native kids like Oakland Raiders stuff. And so their cars will have Raider stickers on them and everything. And they're usually the little drug dealers and the gangbangers on the res. And they're poisoning their own people for money.
Well, that's just it. I mean, our government is the one that poisons them with money. They give every 18-year-old kid anywhere between $30,000 to $80,000 just for turning 18. What the fuck do you think's gonna happen?
Damn, I got $10 in a congratulations card when I turned 18.
Yeah.
I got a boot in the ass and told them to go get a job.
Father Saunders is here. Sorry, JR, but Father Saunders, you were supposed to come on for JR's birthday and show your butthole, and you didn't.
Yeah,
So,
you bastard.
I see the way I see it, you owe him. Because logic.
You get on only holes.
Yeah, sub to the new channel, buddy, because you know, who knows how long this one's gonna be up. But yeah, no, the whole no guns thing really didn't help at all here, just like it didn't help at all in fucking Great Britain or Australia or New Zealand or anywhere. It just led to people, instead of shooting each other, they just now stab each other, beat each other to death. And if you're, you know, above age type of thing, you know, a senior citizen, or you're not that big and strong, well, the great equalizer has been taken away, and now you're going to be the victim. So
They're going to make it just like England. You won't even be able to carry a pocket knife.
yeah, you're not allowed to carry anything.
Are you
Well,
guys not
gentlemen-
allowed to carry knives now?
Up here,
Thank
it's
you
illegal.
for having me on.
All right, brother Brandon.
But I'm gonna bounce out.
Thanks.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Brandon.
Thanks
Later.
for coming.
Bye-bye.
It was nice to meet your friend.
Later.
Bye-bye.
But yeah, up here, Ape, if you hadn't heard, and then obviously you hadn't watched that video from last night, it's illegal to defend yourself here.
I've seen that clip that Trudeau put out where he says you don't have the right to
No.
defend yourself in Canada.
Yeah, well, he said it basically with guns. You're not allowed to defend yourself here at all. Not just with guns.
That's gonna eventually turn around and bite your government.
Well, it's already bitten us, and they don't give a fuck. So it ain't
Keep
gonna
poking the
bother.
bear.
Yeah, it ain't gonna bother our government at all, homie. But the people are the one that pay the price, just like in World War II. 50 million then, and between then and now, or the next war that kicks off, which will be in at a few years max, it'll be hundreds of millions. All because fucking tyrannical governments don't want you to have your own power. They want all the power. They want to be the only protected class, right? And you, the rest of you peasants, you can all fucking suck eggs. And that's how they feel.
Well, I feel bad for you, for my Canadian brothers, because I have a firearm close by most times.
Hey, most of my Canadian brothers do.
Yeah.
They just don't fucking tell the government. That's
Oh,
a
no,
fact.
you tell the government you're going to prison.
That's right. That's a fact. When they fucking find out you own a firearm is usually the first time you used it to kill a fucking burglar. It still happens. Guys go to jail for it all the time, or, you know, get fucking going through the fucking motions of jail or courts because they're just as corrupt as fuck. I mean, they're the lynchmen of the mafia that is government here, right? And the police are the fucking muscle men. So they're not the ones you turn to for protection. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're literally, unless you're literally sucking the mayor's dick, and I mean that literally, you got no protection in any town in this country. None. You're on your own, brother. You're your first and fucking last line.
That protect and serve, that was a slogan that was put on the LAPD cop cars after the Watts riots.
Yeah.
That's all that was, is to make people feel safe. Well, we're here to protect and serve you. No, they're not. They're to have no obligation. Not in America. The Supreme Court said they have no obligation to protect citizens. That is not their responsibility. They are there to enforce laws of the state.
If the citizenry has guns, it's harder for the government just to do whatever the fuck they want.
That's right. It's not like
that's why they don't want you to have guns.
Yeah, it's not about us protecting ourselves. They could give two fucks if we live or die. It's about the control that they won't have. That's it. That's it. So, what can I say, man?
Well, they're tired of us useless eaters, anyways.
Yeah, and they're gonna get their numbers that they want. Either way, they'll get their numbers because, I mean, as Brandon's friend stated, you know, people are talking about civil war. Well, even in a civil war or a food shortage that they're trying to make happen, they're not trying to make happen. It's happening.
They're making it
happen. And when that shit fucking starts, the first people we're gonna turn on is each other.
You're gonna eat
right?
One of the guys I work with was down this weekend. He was down in at a Walmart, and of course it was Labor Day, so there's finding hamburgers, hot dogs, and stuff would be pretty tough, anyways. He said that there was absolutely no lunch meat in the coolers; they were all empty. And so he asked an employee, goes, "What's going on? Did you guys sell out of lunch meat?" And the person said, "No, our coolers went off last night, shut down, and we don't know how many hours the coolers were off, so we had to throw everything away."
Well, here it's the opposite. They're actually out of shit and they can't get it.
I haven't seen shortages where I'm at yet, but I have seen. That's the second time I was at a Sam's Club in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I walked in there and there was no meat in the place. And I was looking around. I finally said something, and this guy goes, "Yeah, our coolers went off last night for like 5 hours, so we had to throw everything away." And then the semi that was bringing more meat up from Colorado, there was like a 80-mile-an-hour wind advisory on Interstate 25, so all the semis have to park or they get blown over. So they were late. So you went there to Sam's Club, and there was no meat in that freaking building. I couldn't believe it.
Nope. Well, here it's just shit is just running off the shelves. You know what I mean? And it's not getting replaced. What you would normally expect in a stocked grocery store here is looking slimmer and slimmer every day. Like bins for produce and stuff like that are always empty. You know what I mean? They might have something one day and they might have something else the next, but a fully stocked place is impossible to find.
I've got two grocery stores in my town, and the vegetable aisles are full, the meat's full. I haven't seen anything.
Consider yourself lucky and buy what you can to stock up for the winter.
Oh yeah,
right now.
I got 100 pounds of rice that I picked up recently. That's just sitting next to me here in the bag.
What's up, brother Shinobi? Yeah, no. Like I said, man, they expected it to be the end of September, and from what they've said right now about our farmers' crop yields here in BC, is the numbers are fucking devastating. They haven't even released the numbers fully yet, but from what's coming in right now, what they've already gathered is fucking devastating. That's not good to hear, because last year was devastating too, and we're eating last year's crop today. What's going into the stores right now is little and sickly if it shows up at all. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's that timer out guy.
Yeah. What's up, brother?
Got you good, Beard.
Yeah, I know you did. You set me up.
And you didn't know who even did it. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
You should have. I was ready to blame Bob.
Yeah, everybody's blame Bob. I even stated that, guys, if you want to go for the source of all this, you blame Bob. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, poor Bob's gonna get lots of blame.
I want to chime in on that food shortage that you were just talking about. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but a couple of things I've noticed right away. Tomatoes. If you notice, like, ketchup's getting hard to find. We used to always buy like Heinz organic ketchup. It's like gone. No stores carrying it right now. So the regular ketchup is like next. So if you're a ketchup aficionado, like most kids are and shit, stock up on that shit. But also sugar. Sugar right now is getting hard to find. Who was it? India. Anyway, some foreign country is one of the major exporters of sugar, and they were like, "Fuck it, we're keeping it for ourselves." So North American market's not getting all this sugar, right?
Well, and where I live, it's corn, soybeans, and sugar beets. I have sugar beets all around me. We produce a ton of sugar.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Well, some people, like, for example, in our household, in particular, we want cane sugar, not sugar beets.
Oh,
so sugar is still quite plentiful, yes, but cane sugar. That's hard to find, right? Like, there's a couple of brands. I think it's Atlantic. I don't know what you guys have down there, but up here we have Atlantic, and they use cane sugar, but Redpath uses sugar beets. Right. So like, I don't know. Those are the two things that I've noticed right away. Costco's been empty on sugar, and like, holy shit, it's required for baking and everything, man. Like,
well, dude, sugar. A lot of people do kind of forget the add-ons for meals, like you said, sugar, salt, pepper, things like that. They generally forget to get that. But you know, potatoes and stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
I personally, there isn't a teaspoon of sugar in my house. I don't have sugar in my house, but I have plenty of salt and pepper and iodized salt, so you don't get a goiter sticking out the side of your neck. You know?
Right.
But
you
yeah,
gotta keep demons at
what
bay.
I've noticed, and I've go down to Cheyenne once in a while, and I go to Sam's Club and I try to stock up on bulk stuff. They haven't had, I like Tabasco sauce. They haven't had Tabasco sauce for 4 months.
Dijon mustard is another thing that I've noticed.
They haven't had, pallets. They had a pallet of Tabasco sauce when I was there. And they don't have it now. And another thing I use is coconut oil, pure coconut oil. I put it in coffee.
Right.
And
They get you moving.
I was buying these big, they're like 65 or 55 ounce jars of it at Sam's Club, and they're like $9.99. I haven't found those for a couple months now, and I got online and looked up that brand, and it's their home brand, Members Mark, I think, or whatever. Some asshole on Amazon had it for sale for $36 a jar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I was paying $9.99. I can't find it anywhere.
Well,
The
that's
condiments are the first thing to go. The condiments are the first thing to go.
The vultures will go and do things like that when they know these times are coming. I mean, it's an opportunist, right? Like I stated, down in the U.S., you can buy this pack of, what is it, cookies and cream oatmeal, right? And you can't buy it here in Canada. If I want to buy it on Amazon, it's fucking $35 a box, and down there for that same box, it's like $4.
Damn.
Vultures, man.
Well, that's like those. Remember that chicken and a biscuit that Brandon likes? Those are like $2 at the general store.
Yeah,
Those are good.
Yeah. Well, if Mitchell wants one, wasn't it $86 for a box?
well, I think it was for 4 boxes.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I can go to the dollar store and buy a box of that for $2.
Yep.
Hey, you want to send me some oatmeal?
Yeah.
I like those little individual packets.
Yeah, I'll send you some oatmeal, but it'll cost $68 to ship it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Canada's gonna want some duty fees.
Yeah, I couldn't
Import.
believe I sent Dak those T-shirts, those 2 T-shirts, and I almost spent as much shipping it as I did buying the shirts.
Well, Eric sent me something, and between the two of us spent half of what he sent.
Yeah, but did you get nailed on custom and import fees?
No, it wasn't just that, because he sent me a money order, right?
Oh, okay.
They taxed me for the money order.
Yeah, the shipping is one thing. It's the fucking import fees and the custom. That's fucking brokerage fees.
Well, the
Well,
Canadian,
Nonsense.
That's what you
Canadian-
were saying, Chris. That if I sent you a like a prepaid Visa card, it'd only be worth half as much by the time you got it.
yeah, because they tax me on whatever the value is. But here's the thing, like, if you send cash of any kind now to Canada, right, they're going to confiscate it. The government has told them we're confiscating all cash. Any cash, anything you send like check or money order or something like that, they're going to fucking tax you on that money order. And for that person to pick it up, they have to pay the tax on it. And it's not a normal tax. It's just like, fuck you, we can't take this because it's not cash tax.
So are they
here-
opening every letter to see if there's a money order in there?
Oh, they would scan it, and if there's any
Scan
money
'em.
or if there's any cash in it, if there's any money orders or checks in it, they will either take the cash or they will fucking basically like duty charge you the fuck out for
Extort
that
you.
fucking.
Yeah. That's the worst. When you order like car parts or something, Americans, you guys can get everything, and usually you get free shipping. But for up here, we pay the shipping, and we're like, oh, you get stoned. And it's a sour pill, but anyway, you want the part. So then the thing arrives at your fucking door, and the guy basically holding a gun to your hand. If you want this, give me the $180 brokerage fee. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, I've already been fucking cornholed already just to get it here. And now you're going to cornhole me right on my front step.
Right there.
So if I sent you an alternator, you would have to
label it
pay
as a
an
gift.
extra fee.
You send it up as a gift or as used parts. We used to do that on eBay all the time. I don't know whether they've got wise to it, but you would send them up as used parts, like take them all out of the new packaging, whatever, send it up used, and then if you have to declare it as like a gift.
But you still do you have to pay taxes on it?
You didn't when it was sent up as a gift from your friend as used, no. But if it was sent from, like, let's say a business,
Yeah.
like
if you
what we
sent
would used
something
to do was
from
get, like, find a buddy. Exactly. I need parts from Texas. I get them sent to U8. You would open up the packaging, take it all out of any type of commercial packaging, put it in a regular box with some newspaper, go to your USPS, say it's a gift to my buddy Hemi up in Canada, and then it would be okay. It would just cost us the $60 or whatever it is USPS wants to ship it.
So you wouldn't be sending it in a Summit Racing box?
No, but if it came from Jags or something like that, no, you'd be fucking held up right at the door. You pay the shipping online, and then when the DHL dickhead comes to your door, he's like, "Oh, you owe me another 80, or like sometimes as much as what the fucking thing is worth."
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean,
Jesus.
my kid's uncle ordered a corn seed, like one of those small, hand powered corn seed planters or seed planters, right? It was $400 for this little thing from fucking China. When the guy showed up at the door, he wanted $270 for delivering it to him.
yeah, and you'd already paid shipping, I'm sure.
And he already paid for the shipping. The shipping was that $400. 300 of it was shipping.
Yeah,
That sounds like a mob scam.
It's worse.
It kind of is. This
It's worse.
brokerage thing. It's like, well, that's what it costs. If you don't want it, we return it back to sender.
Wow.
We live in a little shithole up here where you can't get nothing. I'm so pissed off. Everything I look up, even when we go online to look up things, everything's an American site, right? Like, there's hardly any Canadian sites. And then you can find everything, but it's sold down in the States. And you guys, how lucky you got it. Free shipping on everything, great cell phone service and plans. Fuck.
Yeah.
I want to be American.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that's
Dak said he gets raped on cell phone plans. You guys get hosed on the plans.
We're
Yeah.
one of the worst in
dude.
the world.
Well,
man.
there's no competition, right? Like you have two companies and they're both fucking extorting as much cash as they can from the fucking service plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got two providers in this town, and one of them's Verizon, which of course is nationwide, but they kept raising the bill, so I went to this other one, and it's located out of northeastern Colorado, and they cover Nebraska, Colorado, some of Wyoming, I think. And I have two smartphones. I gave my mom one with unlimited data, unlimited everything, and it's $94 a month for two phones, unlimited everything.
Unlimited data isn't even really a thing up here in Canada. Like, you guys can get it for next to nothing. You can probably get it here, but it would be like $1,000 a month.
Oh,
Yeah.
Most plans don't even offer it. They just offer like 50 gig or 10 gig or whatever, right? But there's no such thing as unlimited.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I have unlimited calling in Canada and the U.S.
Calling, yeah, but not data.
No,
Like,
no.
no.
My data stops at 20.
Exactly.
20
My
gig.
data is large, but there's no such thing as unlimited. Unlimited long distance calls all through Canada, no problem. But unlimited data only when you're on your home Wi-Fi. That's it.
Yeah.
huh.
But anyway, gentlemen, I'm gonna shut this down pretty quick here. I got some other things to do, and I didn't plan on coming on long, but it's been great talking with y'all. And Brother Eric's popping in to say hello. Hello, Brother Eric.
Easy.
Hey, gentlemen, how are you?
How are you?
How's it
Hey,
going?
Easy, how are you, bud?
Not doing bad, not doing bad. Good to see you guys.
You too.
How's the temperature in Oklahoma? Because it hit 100 here today.
We hit, I think, 96, 97. So
Yeah, we're
it's-
supposed to be 100 and very high 90s, close to 100 next 2 days, and then Saturday it's supposed to be 62 degrees, raining, and then 35 for a low.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
I'll take that.
Dude, we're almost getting frost here in the mornings. Like
Yeah,
yesterday
We're getting
was
into the 40s here, so it's not going to be long, and we're going to have our first frost.
yeah. Yesterday was the first day I've worn like full length pants the whole day, and this morning I was like shutting off the ACs and the fans and stuff because it was fucking freezing. So summer's
It's been
over
weird
here.
down here. It was at 5:45 yesterday night. At 5:45, it was the hottest part of the day. It got to 99, and it was 5:45.
Ape, where were you?
I'm in western Nebraska.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in Tulsa, so a
I've
little
been
out
there a few times.
What's
Yeah.
up, brother Ghost Bill?
Hey, there's a Wyoming boy.
Yeah, hopefully you sub to the new channel there, buddy, just in case this one gets fucking yeeted. But the link's up in the top there in the pinned comment. Yeah, no, like I said, winter is definitely coming here, and I just replanted like my second set of onions, and I planted my garlic, and I'm just basically taking everything I can out of the garden and replacing what I can that needs to sit like over the winter. So
Now, will they last, or will you have to dig it
Yeah.
up and replant?
no, onions, pretty much all the onion species, like right to leeks and everything, if you plant them this year, right, they won't grow that big, especially if you're going from seed. They won't grow that big. And then what you do is you let them sit throughout the winter, and then next spring they start growing, right? Garlic's the same way. You plant next season's crop now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
bulbs will overwinter.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know where most of the garlic in the United States comes from, Mitchell?
China.
China,
You are right.
same place it comes from here. Well, we have actually a lot of garlic farmers in this
Yeah.
area.
We can buy Canadian garlic.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that's
we
what I-
get ours. Ours, I think, are down in like California and Oregon.
Yeah.
I think it has some. Does
California.
Oregon have garlic? A lot of garlic.
Yes. Yes, it does.
We have an elephant garlic festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they got a bit.
Yeah, just some.
Sweet.
I
There's
know my old place, old
there's
home
pla-
state, Walla Walla sweet onions were the big thing there, and
Yeah.
apples.
Walla Walla has an onion festival every year.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
So are
I've
those
seen
the
people eat Walla Walla onions. They were just like
Yeah.
an apple. They were so sweet you could just bite them and chew them like an
Yeah.
apple.
right? It's
There's
the
also
low,
you can also you put olive oil and salt on them and you bake it for 40 minutes. And it's
Mhm.
really good.
so
Caramelized.
those are the ones that are grown in low sulfur soil, right?
Yes,
To get that sweetness.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walla Walla is the area there is basically like Eastern Oregon. It's a lot of desert.
Right. Yeah, and they go for that arid.
Yeah.
The arid sandy soil allows for quick drainage, and it's low sulfur content, and that's the one where they have like those big fucking swinging arms of fucking watering systems, and all their garlic is done in like circles, or sorry, their onions. They're done in circles rather than big square fields.
Yeah, and the onions are as big around as some of them get as big around as a grapefruit
Nice.
or a
The local
softball.
farm.
They're the size of softball. Some of them.
Local
I-
farms onions are $2 an onion.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
grow my own.
Yeah, well, me too. But I was shocked as shit to see $2 for one onion.
Dude, we bought fucking, I think it was 9 peaches the other night, right? It was
$20.
$15
Jesus Christ!
for
God.
9 fucking peaches.
They better been the best peaches you ever tasted.
I thought they tasted like shit,
Ah, fuck.
but I don't like peaches, right?
No, I hate peach.
But
Oh man, peaches,
nectarines,
fresh
man.
peaches with real cream on them. Oh,
well, that's just it. I
Oh
mean,
yes, eh?
this guy is well known in the area because he does the fruit stand and has been doing it for fucking since Christ was a cowboy, right? And I was always told, oh, he's got the best. He's got the best. Well, the first thing I tried from him was these peaches, and I was like, I don't like peaches, but these things are garbage. And I mean, they're starting to rot already. I only just picked them up fucking, yesterday, the day before.
we've got down here south of me into Colorado, they area called Rocky Ford.
Mm-hmm.
And Rocky Ford peaches, people fight over them, and they have Rocky Ford cantaloupe and watermelon, and it's basically central Colorado, and it's deserty type soil, and the peaches and the melons grow down there like crazy. It's fantastic. Hermiston, Oregon has peaches too that are pretty famous.
Well, I've stated to a couple of the guys that normally here you can drive around, right? And you'll find wild apples everywhere. And I mean good apples, not just crab apples or something like that, but like Spartans and everything. They're just planted everywhere all around the place. And wild cherries, right? And this year, hardly fucking anything grew a goddamn thing. Blackberries were everywhere last year. Now you can't find one. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like
Chris,
you.
do you ever have you ever heard of a website called suspiciousobservers.com?
I
Yes,
have
sir.
not.
He does videos almost every day. He does a video early in the morning, and he does late ones, and it's all on space weather. And he has a book that they made that is actually in like 8 different college campuses on this, and it's all about how the sun and everything from the sun affects everything on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And about every dang thing he predicts or says, he can back up with science. And one of the things they were talking about was, our magnetic fields our poles are shifting towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to meet. Eventually, they're going to meet in the Indian Ocean.
Right.
But they were talking about how the sun and the us losing our magnetic resistance and stuff affects crops. And he did a video on that and was talking about berries, trees, anything bearing fruit and vegetables and stuff, and it will be affected by that too. And it's a pretty interesting site. He's got close to 500,000 subscribers, and he puts a video out every morning about 6 in the morning, 5:36 in the morning. But it's all on basically space weather, and they'll go over the sunspots and the CMEs and the what do they call it, the flow of energy coming from the sun and to hit the earth, and
the coronal mass ejections.
Yeah, they were talking about. He talked about those, and he has maps. He has from all the satellites that watch the sun, and he takes them in their different angstroms, so you can see different colors. That one does helium, one does oxygen or whatever, and then they shows all the flares and everything. And then they were predicting because we're in a solar cycle right now, and there's some big sunspots that are just left facing us. And there was a big blast yesterday, but it was facing Venus. It was facing away from us. And he said, if that would have hit us, we would have had some serious electrical problems.
Well,
but,
that's just it. I mean, coronal mass.
We're one blast away from going to 1800.
Yeah. Large coronal ejections, they're world ending.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Their technology ending.
Well, for the most part, they can devastate all kinds of systems.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the electrical system. Yeah, that gets fried, but our ecology gets fried too.
You should check him out, Chris. He is his name's Ben Davidson, the guy that runs that website.
So what's his YouTube channel?
Suspicious Observers. Just look that up, and you'll see him. He's put out. I think think before he went on vacation for a week or two, he had put out like 3,300 straight videos, 3,300 days of straight videos or something like that. It was like 10 years every day.
Huh. I'm
So-
gonna check that out.
I watch him every morning. I make my coffee, and that's about the time he comes on, and I'll watch a video first thing every morning. So very interesting. He can predict earthquakes, or pretty certain with what's going on from the sun. He'll say we're probably somewhere in the world they're going to have a 7-pointer or high 6-pointer or something like that. Well, he said that the other day, and we had 6 earthquakes across the earth.
Yeah,
and then
but
he
I
talked
mean,
about the
that's like predicting
hurricane-
rain, right?
the hurricanes.
Now
He says we're in the lowest hurricane season so far, the fewest amount. And then a few days ago, he was talking about it, and he says, "Oh, look at this!" And there's 3 hurricanes. There's 2 on the Atlantic side and 1 going up the Mexican coast.
I'll definitely check it out. Like I said, I'm
Very-
a big skeptic, right?
Very interesting. He's very interesting. I've got his books. He did he has a like I said, a college book, or it's like a college book, but he put that out, and then this year he put out a supplement for 2 books. He has a book called The Next Age of Earth, and it's basically a catastrophism book. And the way the Earth is heading now, something bad could happen to us real easy.
Well, I'm personally am going to take a few days if I get a chance, because now I'm doing like preserves and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So excuse me, sorry, I had to cough up my lung, but I'm going to take a few days and go out and see what I can find when it comes to like foraging right now, because now is the time for like the wild plums and what should be the apples and the fucking cherries, right? Especially cherries. Cherries should have been done like a couple weeks ago, but everything's a bit behind.
Yeah.
But
You have
I'm not-
huckleberries up there?
Oh yeah.
That's my
Huckleberries,
favorite.
Salmonberries, blackberries, blueberries. A lot of raspberries. Raspberries grow out of fucking control here.
Down here, if you can find huckleberries, it's in eastern or western Montana, is about as far over as I can find them,
Right.
and they're about $20 a pound.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap, homie. But either way, like, I was gonna go out and try to collect a bunch of preserved type of things, right, and take the kiddo with me. And to be honest with you, I all the places that I had picked to go, they're barren.
Yeah.
The trees are there and they're barren. The bushes for the blackberries and stuff, it's just like dead vine. That's all that's there.
Like they never grew.
Like they never grew. Yeah. And I mean, the apple tree that's outside my house is usually fucking full, dude. There's 4 apples on it.
Wait, I gotta get going. I'm gonna go find something to eat.
All right, brother Ike.
All right, you guys have a good one.
See,
Hey, brother. Thank you for
See,
stopping by.
Hemi, you've heard of that Suspicious Observers?
I sure have. I dropped the link in the chat for y'all, in
Awesome.
the private chat on the StreamYard too. He's a great channel. He's kind of reminds me of Dutch Sense. There's a couple of those like Earth Watch Ranger type channels that
And
I subscribe to.
The crazy thing is he's got they're on the down low, they're secret. He's got several people, scientists in NASA and all
NOAA.
over in NOAA, and they can't say they talk to him or anything, or they'd lose their jobs.
Yeah.
They'd dox them and get rid of them because
it's eerily accurate, these earthquake predictions and shit.
yeah.
And it's really all these flares. It's just a few degrees is all it takes. Is whether it hits us or it doesn't, right? Like,
Yeah.
Hey Mitchell, you want to go down a rabbit hole? It'll take you an hour and a half of your time. He has a disaster playlist, and he usually on every one of his videos, he'll if you look into the about or whatever, it'll that disaster playlist will be there, and you just click on it or click on his website and then go to his videos and then the different categories. And there'll be one that's called disaster playlist, and you get a little bit of time. Watch that. It's eye opening.
I'll definitely have to check that out. That's probably what I'll check out first.
Yeah,
because
check that out, because he's always referring to it during the videos, the daily videos he does. He goes, if you watch the disaster playlist, you'll know that 2 years ago we talked about this event here. Well, now it's coming around, you know, in the different sun cycles and solar cycles, and that's all it. His book is called Weatherman's Guide to the Sun, and it's like $70. It's like a college level book. I mean, it's a science book.
Well, according to this guy, it's the sun that's driving the warming of our country, like of our world right now, right? Like it's most active sun time as it's been in hundreds of years.
It goes in I think it's 11 or 12 year cycles. Every 11 or 12 years, we have a sunspot, major sunspot and a minor time, and he predicted like every 7.5 months during this cycle. Every 7.5 months, the sunspots like just fire up. Well, they said it was going to be in September, late September, early August, and now the sunspots are just roaring. They're coming in.
Well, I mean, you have to think about it. Like, our planet is on a cycle, our solar system is on a cycle, and our sun is on a cycle.
Oh yeah,
a cycle.
We're on it. We're overdue right now for the next great big one, because it happens about every 12,000 years. They have a deal called the Lachamp event, Mongo Lake event. He'll list them. You're gonna go through that playlist, and they'll show you what years they happen. We have a 3,000, a 6 year, 3,000, a 6,000, and a 12,000 year cycle. We're due for the 12,000 year, and that's always the worst one.
Everybody thinks that everything is staying at the same distance all the time. That's not the case. The rotations that our planet's solar system all has is not perfectly circular.
No, and there's a magnetic field that comes out of our universe, and it goes out in a wave, and then at the end it starts to compress.
Yeah, and our sun also does a spinning rotation and a wobble. It's like a circle of small circles that are all linked together. All of our sun
also has micronova.
I don't know.
And when it does that, it blows all the dust and crap that it brings in through its magnetism, and it basically puts a candy shell on the sun, and then one day it goes poof, and then they said the sun will turn black, and there's writing on cave walls. You know, there's art on cave walls from the old cave dwellers, and there's pictures of the sun, and then there's a picture of the sun that's black.
Yeah, but that could be an eclipse.
Could be.
Solar eclipse to them was almost like fucking world ending.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But his deals will explain to you how certain rare metals get to the earth.
Oh, yeah, they come from dying stars. Most of the heavy metals come from dying stars.
There's ours sheds its skin once in a while. So, and we're about due for one of them too. So watch that playlist, Earth Disaster Playlist. It's like I said, pretty eye opening. It's about an hour and a half of your time. Just watch it in chunks, because it's each individual video. So, but he has it just in one playlist, but you can watch it, watch 2 or 3 videos. Usually his videos are no more than 5 to 6 minutes long. His daily videos are about 6 minutes long.
Yeah, they're not a big investment.
No, they're like 3 to 6 minutes every day. So yeah, check him out, man. You have an interest in scientific things.
I mean, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah. But anyway, gents, I got to shut this down because I got to go make a phone call before it gets too late here. But I want to thank everybody for coming, and everybody that's subbed to the New Alt channel, or if you haven't, give it a go, because I can only get one more strike on here, and then it's done. So I figure we might as well have everybody sub to the other channel just in case. But
Before you disappear.
yeah, before I disappear. But thanks to everybody that came on the panel. They, I think we had 19 people at one point coming to the chat, which was awesome. I didn't expect
Great.
anybody to show up.
All right. You have a nice evening, guys.
You guys
Take
too.
care,
And thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate the conversation.
Congratulations on getting yeeted on your first night back, Chris.
Hey, I made it.
You made it.
All right. So the channel
Cheers,
should
brother.
be cheers to you. The channel should be deleted in the next 2 hours.
Have a good night.
You too, brother. Good night, everybody.